It's a new week, a new scandal, and a new celebrity. Tyler Perry. Let's talk about it. They 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 talk about it. Welcome back to She Could Talk the Podcast. I'm your host, Gangalee. Hey, and that's Gangalee on all streaming platforms. If you want to check out my music, look for the glasses, look for the locks. You can find me there. You tell me if I can rap, okay? But over here on YouTube, this is where we react to everything. On She Could Talk the Podcast, I react to news, sports, crime, musicians, politicians, YouTubers, TikTokers. If they're talking about it, I'm talking about it, okay? Okay. And speaking of talking about it, this week, a new scandal has popped up. A new celebrity, yet again, caught in the crosshairs of some SA charges. You know what I'm talking about. And as you can see from my screen, we're talking about Tyler Perry, guys. Yes, Tyler Perry. Now, the charge and the allegations to maybe some of us, maybe a lot of us, may not be shocking, right? Because we always said he dressed up as Medea, he played it well, etc. We've seen the Boondocks episode, and so many other things, right? To kind of hint to what possibly, allegedly, may be Tyler Perry's preference, right? So I think, that part is not a surprise to people or a shock. What the shock is they're saying that he's using it as far as against his employee, which is this guy here on the screen as well, named Derek Dixon. So Derek Dixon filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles accusing Perry of using his influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive and, deviant of the, kind LGBT community. And I'm not saying that's deviant, but the nature of, I don't know what words I can say up here. Can I say, I'm gonna try it, sexual nature? I love you too. Okay. Whew, I'll be fighting with these words, y'all. But coercive nature, and basically trying to use his power for seduction. We'll use that. I think that's a good word. Okay, Lord. But so he alleges Perry promised him a successful acting career, but then was subjecting him to escalating harassment. So we'll leave it at that. So I found some alleged text messages that were submitted into evidence, allegedly, because I don't know yet. I don't know how far this is going to go, or if this is even something that we should take seriously. But the guy, Mr. Dixon, on the screen, submitted some emails or text messages from between he and Tyler Perry to prove the harassment. So let's look over a few. I only found the few, and shout out to Neighborhood Talk, because I found some screenshots on the Neighborhood Talk, so I was able to get them from there. But let's react to them, shall we? Let's look at the first set. So apparently in the gray words is Tyler Perry, and in the blue words is Derek Dixon. So let's do a little role play, shall we? All right, so I don't know if it was something else at the top, but he says, treat myself. What are you doing? Derek! Derek responds, just talking to my sister. Tyler responds, I roll, fine, good night. I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. Derek responds, trying to get off so I can go to sleep. LOL. I understand. LOL. Tyler. Derek responds, LOL. Apparently you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Tyler. I just started. Derek. They didn't. LOL. I don't know how you could take that. Very maybe comfortable. I do feel a little pushback from Derek, like, hey, I'm talking to my sister, and then I'm going to sleep afterwards. Like, I'm not coming over there, allegedly. But let's look at the rest of these, shall we? So the next set, let's look. So it says, This is Tyler, allegedly. Listen to me. If you let the cast know that you and I have a new friendship, then you are opening yourself up to a lot of questions and foolishness. You want them to know that you are there because of your talent and not because we have a friendship or because Tony got me to give you a job. You earned your spot like everyone else. Don't give people an opportunity to play you small or they will. I can teach you everything. I can't teach you everything. Unfortunately, there are some things you'll have to learn for yourself. Because when we go back to work, I'm not going to know you. I don't have any friends that work for me, my friend. Professionalism is key. Derek responds, "You're totally right." Tyler responds, "I hope you get it, my friend." Derek responds, "That makes total sense." Tyler responds, "Just watch the behavior of everyone around me on the set." Derek responds, "Yeah, I will. I don't want to give anyone that opportunity." What opportunity? To play in your face and play you small because of the new friendship? To me, that sounds like a friendship, an agreement of some sort. But, so I thought that was interesting. Also, I thought it was interesting that, shout out to Tyler, randomly to the left, but he was the executive producer for the BET Awards last week, hosted by Kevin Hart. And I saw some streaming footage with Kai Cenat and Drewski. I thought it was dope. Everybody was in black tie. It looked nice. Everyone was opulent. So shout out. And word on the curb is they said that Tyler Perry was very adamant. He said it will be a black tie affair for the BET Awards. They're getting away from the stigma. So I thought that was good. I thought it was good. And me looking for more information about this alleged lawsuit, I came across a quick speech that he gave at the BET Awards last week. Let's look into it.
This is not the time to give up. This is the time to dig in and keep leaving footprints everywhere you go. I can tell you this. I have made more black millionaires, hear me when I say this, than any studio in this city combined because I'm making footprints. So I don't care if you're struggling, if you're trying to make it, you're trying to build a business. If you have a dream, keep making footprints. Don't let anybody stop you. You can do it. And the last thing I'll say to you is this. Hear me when I say this. Don't let your worry be greater than your faith.
Amen.
This is not the
Tyler Perry is being sued for sexual...
Pause it. Did you hear that? I have to give him a round of applause on that. What you guys think about that? I thought that was interesting and powerful at the same time, right? The words that he chose. And then that went from last week, BET Awards, to this week.
Assault and harassment by actor Derek Dixon, who appeared in more than 80 episodes of Perry's BET series, The Oval. Here's what we know so far. Dixon filed the lawsuit in Los Angeles and is seeking at least $260 million in damages. He claims Perry used his power and influence to create a coercive, sexually exploitative dynamic, first offering career opportunities, then allegedly escalating to harassment, assault, and professional retaliation. The lawsuit says Perry noticed Dixon in 2019, while the latter was working as part of the staff at Perry's party, and eventually offered him an audition. Dixon later landed roles in Ruthless and The Oval.
So I want to make sure I heard that. To make sure we heard that. So he was working as a waiter at one of Tyler Perry's events, and he met him, and he invited him to audition. Cliche.
To the complaint, Perry began sending unwanted sexual messages, some of which are included in the filing. Perry's attorney, Matthew Boyd, called the allegations false, saying, quote, "This is a shakedown, and we're confident these fabricated claims will fail."
Okay. $260 million this dude is seeking from Tyler Perry. I hope Tyler Perry does not give it to him. But some suggestions, right? We're seeing a lot of our black male celebrities being thrown under the bus for a lot of like sexual deviance, a lot of assault charges, etc. Virtually every episode that I do reacting to things like this, I'm referring it back to the Diddy trial because that's currently going on as we speak, right? And we see and we hear daily the trifeness that's coming out of that courtroom, right? So nothing should surprise us anymore. A lot of people said, or allegedly, put there was rumors out there about his preference, Tyler Perry's preference. I think a way that a lot of our celebrities can get around this, and just hear me out, guys. Not that we want to be in the group chat as the fans, as the reaction channels, as bloggers. We're here though. We're here. But not that we want to be in the group chat. But maybe if you own it, right? Hear me out now. And I'm going to use Eve, the rapper Eve, as an example. Years ago, the internet probably was like just bubbling up in the world, right? Just bubbling up in the world. And Eve was also an up-and-coming rapper with Rough Riders, I believe, back then. She, before she became a rapper at a point in her life, she was allegedly a dancer in Philly, in the clubs, right? And there was some provocative pictures going around of her, Polaroids or whatever, allegedly, circulating through different, places. Industry people knew about it, etc. So it became a big rumor that swirled around Eve. So when one particular reporter or somebody asked her, said, hey, how do you feel about that? Is it true? She replied and said, if you get the picture, I'll autograph it for you. Okay? No one ever asked Eve about that again. Look it up if you think I'm lying. No one ever asked her about that again. No one ever used it against her again. Because it was like, well, sounds like she may have did it, and it sounds like she don't care. So why should we? Right? So I feel like if people like Tyler Perry, if he's bisexual, right? Because I remember he was married, if I'm not mistaken. I believe he has kids. Correct me out there if I'm wrong, guys. But Diddy, we know he has a lot of, he has a large appetite in the bedroom. We'll say that, right? All of these things. Not saying tell us directly about your business. We don't need to know everyone's business, right? Everyone should keep something to themselves. But I feel like in certain instances where it's an instant like, oh, I'm bisexual. Like, if he, not me, but Tyler Perry. If Tyler Perry was to say like, oh, I'm bisexual, that would take the sting away and that would remove the witch hunt, right? If it's true. If it's not true, then it's just a witch hunt. But if it's true that you might prefer have, a preference or two or dibble and dabble, own it. And the reason why I say own it is because you take the power away from people trying to use it against you. Does that make any sense out there? Tell me what y'all think. I'm going to keep it short on this one. I'm going to keep it short because we'll see how it plays out, right? It could be nothing. It could be a frivolous allegation from an ex-friend, potentially trying to get some money, do a little shakedown. We don't know. Do you think if he is potentially possibly a bisexual man, that he can just own it and say, yeah, that's me? And that would remove and reduce this witch hunt in future cases. Like, you can't use that against me because everyone knows that's what I do, right? I don't know. But you all, I'm going to keep it short. This was a short one. Just wanted to react to it because it is kind of like sort of breaking in the last couple of days. And I wanted to share my thoughts with you all and tell me what I think. But you all join me in the comments and tell me what you think. And before I go, I'm going to leave you with the motto and I'm going to leave you with the brand. If you like anything I do, tell a friend. If you don't like anything I do, tell a friend. And from my lips to your ears, I love you. But I need you to go ahead and love me and go and hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, hit the like button, join me in the comments and tell a friend. Okay. Until next time, it's your girl Gangali. It's She Could Talk the podcast and I'm out. Peace. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about it.